Hey, Shalom, Shalom on the start of souls, but giving no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kodash, that belongs to the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh, that's the raw name of whom the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. His raw name is Yahweh, and his son's true name is Yahweh Shai. And when we pray Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning that, and Sham meaning name. So Yahweh, the name of Yahweh Shai. The elder Bukar, from the London camp here, basically shared this video and uploaded it. It says Elam speaks on the crimes and arrogance of Esau, and it's actually a good rebuke, right, that this particular individual goes into, right? He's basically rebuking Esau's history, right? And he touches on several things, right, mainly centered around Habakkuk, the second chapter, for example. Okay, but how basically it's in this man's MO to be the way he is, right? The Most High knew what he was doing when he was making the perfect devil, right? So, like I said, it's on GMS Fear the Most High 7 space bar, right? Elam speaks on the crimes and arrogance of Esau, right? It's a good, like I said, it's a good rebuke. So yeah, we'll just go into the precept. Right, so I'll just pick a few verses from Habakkuk, the second chapter, because like I said, kind of touches a few points in here, right? So it says, Habakkuk 2, we'll start from verse 4. It says, Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. This part of it is referring to Esau, this devil, right? The way he is, the way he moves is not upright, right? He's just different. He's just weird, man. Esau's weird, man. Whereas the Most High said, for example, be fruitful and multiply. What did this man come and do? He comes and basically promotes things that are against life. Okay? It says, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, the elect of Israel, we're going to live by the faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right, verse 5 says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, right, neither keepeth at home. And this is it. When you look at this man's history, that's all he's done. He's gone around the world, and he's basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Gone and conquered these different nations, right? And he's proud also. And one of the things that individual is going into is the fact that he likes to dictate to people. He likes to basically make them feel like they're the ones doing wrong, right? And you know what? That was another thing that he basically went into, this spirit of Esau, the spirit of Cain. Okay, in fact, let me load up an example, right? This is Genesis 4 and 3 says, and in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto Yahweh, and Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And Yahweh had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. Why? Because there was an understanding, although it wasn't written down, there was an oral understanding of the law, right? There's certain things that you sacrifice and there's certain things that you don't sacrifice, okay? And Cain, right, which Esau was spiritually Cain, right? He basically he became, it's that same spirit, okay? He basically sacrificed the wrong thing, and then he complained about it, right, as we're going to read into, right? So, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? Why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Okay, so then Cain talked with Abel his brother, right? And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Okay, once again, so this is the spirit, right, that this man Esau has. Okay, he'll basically do wrong, and then he'll basically pretend like he's done nothing wrong. Then you call him out on it. He makes up excuses, this, that, and the other, right? And then he will basically go and try and avenge himself despite the fact that he's the one that did wrong. You read the same thing in Genesis, the 27th chapter, right? About how when this devil basically he sold his birthright. Okay, he sold everything. He let it all go, right? But then guess what? Right? He when it came to it, he pretended like, oh, but Jacob, he stole it from me. Nah, little devil, nah, Esau, right? And that's once again, that's what this and that Elamite geezer was going into this that Edomite nature of, here it is, you're the one that brought this whole dependence on coal into their country, and then you left, and then now you're looking at them saying, oh, it's your fault. Then he gave the example of China. He was like, look, man, the how is it you've made China your sweatshop, okay, and then now you're complaining about how they are polluting the world. But they're basically doing all of those things, right? Manufacturing the way they are to produce for you. Okay. Why? Because Revelation, the 18th chapter, still applies here, right? Revelation 18 going into the fact that America is basically is a consumer nation. When all these when you want to do business, the number one place you want to do business is America, right? And that's it, man. So we go back to Habakkuk 2, right? So it says, and 5 says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, right? It says, who enlargeth his desire is hell. The sun never sets on the British Empire, right? And now America's doing the exact same thing, right? And give Russia the opportunity, they'll do the same thing, right? It says, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against thee, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And you're seeing more and more these different heathen nations are starting to look down on Esau, man. Okay. This is Isaiah 13, and I always forget whether it's 13 or 14. It's 14. So Isaiah 14 and 16 says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof? And this is this man's MO. This is this man's legacy, right? The fact that he was it Jeremiah refers to him as the hammer of the whole earth. The fact that this man has gone around, ruling with an iron fist, right? Just plundering and destroying and making everyone hurt. You think about Proverbs 29 and 2 speaks about how when the wicked are in authority, right, the people mourn, but when the righteous bear fall, the people rejoice. Now that time of rejoicing, that's going to be when the children of Israel are in power, right? Sirach, the 10th chapter, speaks about, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time will set up over it one that is profitable. And the only profitable ruler for this earth are the children of Israel, so that's Satan, right? So are the children of Israel in their right mind. Okay, so we'll carry on. It says, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as a raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword. Now go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Okay. And yeah, that's it, man. So here it is right now. You're in this what would it say here, verse 14? I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High. Right. Yeah, it says, yet shall thou be brought down to hell, the grave, to the sides of the pit. Right. So despite this fact that this devil, he thinks that he's so proud, he thinks he's gonna achieve this and achieve that. Right. He believes that he is the Most High. He's proud like that, which is why he's doing the things that he's doing. Okay. You think about the alphabet people, you think about, the rewriting of the basic tenets of life, right? So many different, conversations regarding, oh, should I have children? Of course you should have children, you dumb piece of, I want to swear, but, to the men and to the women, right? What the hell wrong with you, man? Okay. Now, obviously, for Arkham, it's different for us because we know what this place is. We know this is hell, and we know that the Lord is about to bring great death and destruction to this place, right? So if we hear brothers say that, it's like it is what it is. But for people in this world that thinks this world is going to continue forever, what the hell you mean you don't want to have children? But that goes to show you how much Esau has bugged people out. Okay. Right? Because that's the natural urge and natural order for a woman. A woman's supposed to get to a certain age and have those that burning to be like, look, man, I want children. Give me children. Women in the ancient world were hurt if they weren't able to bear children. Okay, but we carry on. This is back in Habakkuk 2, right? And I'm gonna jump. Oh, let me read verse 8. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right? Verse 12 says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. Once again, this is this man's MO, right? You look at, for instance, one of the things that I said that Elamite geezer goes into, right? He basically goes into the fact that of how much money was plundered, right? I forgot the number he used, but it was several trillions, right? Tens of trillions, if I remember. But if you watch the video, you can confirm that yourself. Okay. And then would you get this? You would have different places that will have their natural treasures, right? And this is the thing. This is we read in verse 4. But this man's spirit is not upright, right? You had different people who had rather different, nations who on their great buildings, they would have treasures on their buildings just there. Right, you think about the Taj Mahal, but what would this devil do? Right, he will come and he will just basically take off the riches and put them into his vaults and just take them. Right, you think about, say, for example, the what was it, the Arch of Titus, if I remember correctly, right, commemorating, you see them taking the Lord's goodly things from the temple, man. Right, this is what this man does. That is his spirit, okay? To basically go and take. Where's the one that I want? This is verse 16 says, thou art filled with shameful glory, right? And any Edomite that was in that crowd would have been feeling hot, man, right? I know even some of the panelists would have been like, yo, this man's he's saying a bit much. We were sitting down afterwards. It was good points you were making, but you could have phrased it differently. Nah, man, this devil needs to get what he needs to get. Scriptures talk about how his basically the skirt is lifted up, man. Everyone can see the nastiness of this devil. All right, it says thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. Right. So the nasty things that Esau has done, all his nasty history, his wicked history that he's tried to sweep under the rug, right? That's being exposed. All of the things that he took pride for, oh, we've done this, and then you find out, yeah, you did that, but you used slave labor to do that. Yeah, you did that, but you killed millions of people to achieve that. Okay, that's what's happening with Esau's legacy. Okay. Oh, you reverence that person? Yeah, but he used to rape little boys. Oh, you reverence that other person? Yeah, he used to rape everything. So like I said, It's a good video. You know, like I said, I recommend giving it a quick watch. It's only 5 minutes. But yeah, as always, laws all those edifying. Until the next time we say, Shalom.